Good evening, students. Can you hear my voice? Okay, so let us start. First of all, let me tell you, students, the video one or revision lecture one is very important. First, do that. Okay, and some topics I could not cover in that lecture because it was already 2 hours. So some remaining topics I'll show it today. In that video, I had shown you a vertical common size income statement as well as balance sheet. So we had done common size. Now I will show comparative and trend analysis in today's lecture. Then I'll take one sum on ratio analysis once again to revise all the ratios, all the important ratios. Okay, and if you need, after that we can take one sum on working capital and one on capital budgeting. Okay, so let us start with vertical balance sheet, comparative and trend analysis. Common size, you can refer to earlier lecture. That lecture video is important. First do that and later on go to this one. Okay, in case you want to revise it. Okay, so you can see here balance sheet is given to us. Okay, first of all we have to convert into vertical form, and now this one is for comparative analysis. So in comparative, what we have to do, we have to draw 4 amount columns, namely the first year, second year. Okay, in comparative, let me tell you, they won't give you 3 years data, but they will give you 2 years data only. In case of comparative, they will give you only 2 years data. Okay, they won't provide 3 years data. Even if they provide 3 years data, they will ask you to consider only any 2 years data. Okay, so they will give you 3 years data, like it's given in this sum. They will provide only for 2 years data. In comparative statement, we need only 2 years data. Here, so first thing you will do is draw the format of comparative balance sheet. In comparative, we need 2 years. Here I have made comparative statement of 2013 and 2014. Okay, so when we convert the balance sheet into vertical format, okay, there are 2 sides of balance sheet. One is sources of funds and second is application of funds. Okay, in earlier formats we used to have liabilities and asset side, but in vertical format we have sources of funds and application of funds. Okay, under sources of funds we have 2 types of sources: own fund and borrowed fund. You can see. Okay, so under own fund we will have share capital, reserve surpluses minus miscellaneous. Okay, so under own fund we have share capital, reserve surpluses minus miscellaneous expenditures. So under share capital you may have equity and preference. Under reserves you may cover general reserve, P&L account, revenue reserve, capital reserve, all kind of reserves and funds. Okay, and from that we subtract miscellaneous expenditure. Okay, on the asset side, towards the end, towards the bottom, you will find one item: preliminary expenses or any expense if it's given in the balance sheet. Okay, so it will be a miscellaneous expenditure. Don't take prepaid expense. Prepaid expense is a current asset. Okay, okay. So your own fund will have share capital, reserve surplus, and miscellaneous. Okay. After that, borrowed fund will have secured loans and unsecured loans. Okay. So suppose there are only 1 or 2 items. Okay, you need not do bifurcation also. Just write borrowed funds. Below that, write debentures, then public deposits, loan from directors. These are the items of borrowed fund. Okay, this was first side of balance sheet. Total of own fund plus borrowed fund is called as total sources of funds, also known as capital employed. This term is useful in ratio chapter. Okay, so remember, capital employed means total of own fund and borrowed fund. Clear, students? We have application of funds. That is where we have applied these funds which we have raised. Okay, so first section is fixed assets. This will include all long-term assets, land and building, plant and machinery, etc., etc. Then we have long-term investments. government bonds, shares of another company are purchased. Okay, then C, working capital. Working capital we have already studied. It has current assets minus current liabilities. Current assets will include cash, debtor, stock, bank balance. Okay. Current liabilities will include bills payable, outstanding expenses like wages, etc. Even central creditors will come. Clear? So CA minus CL will give you working capital. So on asset side, three major heads are there: fixed assets, investment, and working capital. So total of these three items will equal to total of sources. Clear? So this is vertical format in brief. Okay. Now let us see where to post this vertical balance sheet. Okay, in answer format, we have made particulars column 2013 figure, 14 figure. These two columns are there. First, you solve this much part. Then you go to last two columns. Okay, first we will solve this much. Okay, so while solving, you begin with Roman 1, sources of funds. Then write, always do this order, always solving this order. First write sources of funds, then own fund, okay, share capital. You can have a look at share capital, equity and preference are there. So we'll write equity and preference in total. Then reserves and surpluses. Okay, reserves will include general reserve, P&L, etc. Minus miscellaneous. This item will be on the asset side at the end, towards the end. Okay, so capital total plus reserves minus miscellaneous will give you own fund. Student, this is important because you have to, you may have to make vertical balance sheet for ratio chapter also. So look at this sum very carefully. Okay. So I hope you have understood this own fund concept. Own fund is also called as proprietor's fund. Okay, or shareholders fund. These three are same. Own fund is nothing but proprietor's fund or shareholders fund. Okay. Then we have borrowed fund. Okay. Under borrowed fund, we take debentures, bank loan, etc. So on the liability side, you can see only debenture is given. So I have written under secured loan debenture. Okay, clear students? So now we'll add own fund plus loan fund. We'll get total sources or capital employed. Okay, we'll put in figures of 2013 as well as 2014. Then we'll proceed towards application of funds. Okay, under application, we have fixed assets. So look at the asset side. Directly fixed asset value is given. Instead of that, you may be given 2-3 assets, fixed asset like land and building, plant and machinery. So write heading first, write capital letter A, fixed asset. Below that, mention those long-term assets. Okay, and write their value and take their total. Okay. See, in this comparative statement, the main challenge is you have to manage everything in one column only. Okay, all the heads and their totals will appear only in one column, has to be adjusted in one column. Clear? So even if 2-3 assets are given fixed assets, add them and keep the total in the same column. Okay. Then leave one line, then go to investments. Then write if any investment is given, in this time it is given 1 lakh and 1,50,000. Okay. Then see working capital. First write current assets. Current assets will include all those items which relate to your daily operations like cash, data, stock. Okay. These are circulating assets. Okay, current assets. So write values of both the years, take total, then write current liabilities minus current liabilities. Current liabilities will find on the liability side. Huh? Okay, you can look at the liability side. We are done with equity, preference, general reserve, and debentures. So left out 2 items. Bills payable and creditors are current liability items. Okay, so we wrote those 2 items and total. So CA total is 135 minus 17. We get working capital 118,000. Okay, now we will add fixed assets plus investment plus working capital. We get total, which is equal to your capital employed total. So this was your vertical format. Okay, once we are done with this part, students, then we'll go to comparison. Okay, now we can see third column is increase or decrease in rupees. Okay, increase decrease means how much value has increased in 1 year. You can have a look at 2013 share capital value. It was 2 lakh. It remained 2 lakhs in 14. So answer will be 0. So third column will be 0. Clear? Look at preference share capital. It was 150. It became 1 lakh. So there is a decrease. Decrease will be indicated by brackets minus here. Okay, then total 350 minus 3 lakh, again minus 50,000. Clear, students? So to get this third column, what you do? Always do year 2 figure minus year 1. I have written there. You can see. Okay, never do year 1 minus year 2. Always do year 2 figure minus year 1. On calci, if you do that, if it shows minus, put a bracket. Okay. Then compare general reserve 42 minus 22. We get 20,000 as answer, positive. Okay. Minus 3 minus 4. You get plus 1,000. Okay. Then 339,000 minus 368,000 minus 29,000. Use calculator, students. Okay. Likewise, we'll get third column. Now, I hope you understood how to get third column figures. Always do year 2. Year 2 is 2014 minus year 1 figure 2013. Okay, you'll get the values. Clear? Third column values. Okay. I'll discuss your queries in just a while once I'm done with this sum. Okay. How to get values of fourth column? Fourth column indicates increase or decrease in percentage. So in third column, all the values are there. Okay. Now we have to convert those values into percentage. Very simple. Okay. Third column figure which you have calculated upon first column figure into 100. Okay. See, in that column I have shown y2 minus y1. That is third column. Okay. Upon base 2013 figure into 100. Okay. So third column figure you have already calculated. Use that third column figure upon first column figure of same row into 100. Okay. Now look at the reserves. I'll show you for reserves. 20,000 upon 22,000 into 100. You get 90.91%. Clear? So 2013 will be your base year. Clear, students? So this way you can solve comparative balance sheet sum. Okay. I told you that balance sheet, vertical balance sheet, how to prepare, you have to know, because this will be useful in ratio analysis chapter. Clear? Okay. Now I'll show you trend analysis sum. Okay. Just a minute. General reserve, I'll repeat. General reserve, you see the figure in year 2 is 42,000 minus year 1 figure 22,000. So minus it on calci, you get 20,000 as your answer. And how to get percentage of general reserve? Third column figure, that's 20,000 upon first year column 22,000 into 100. You get 90.91%. Okay. Some students are asking paper pattern. Student paper pattern is very simple. Question 1 will be objectives. Okay, in that MCQs will be there for 10 marks and 10 marks true false will be there. Okay. Question 2, 3, 4 will be sums, practical sums. Every question will have its internal option, like question 2 or question 2. Okay, question 3 or question 3. Question 4 or question 4. Okay. The second choice may be divided into 10 marks each. Maybe, huh? Okay. And question 5 will be either you write 2 answers A and B, or you can attempt 4 short notes. Okay. So question 5 will be theory, complete theory question. In that, in question 5, AB will be there. First part, you attempt that, or you attempt, or option is short notes. Attempt any 4 short notes out of 5. Okay, I can't comment what can come and what will not come. Okay, this is revision. Okay, clear? Now we'll go to trend analysis. Okay, now you have learned how to make vertical format. Okay, same way we have to make vertical format in case of trend analysis also. You can see, always start with own fund, then borrowed fund. Total will be total capital, total sources or capital employed. Okay. Now, since trend analysis is there, you need at least minimum 3 years data. For trend analysis, you need at least 3 years data. 3 years data. Okay. So first draw 3 columns, then draw 3 percentage column for each year. Okay. So particulars, 3 years amount column and 3 years percentage column. Okay. How many points we have to write in theory? Okay. in question number 5, I told you that 2 theory questions will be there. Against that, 5 marks short note will be there. Okay. So for 10 marks theory question, we expect at least you write 2 pages. Okay. At least minimum 2 pages. 10 marks ke liye. And for 5 marks, at least 1 page you should write. Okay. Okay. Now coming back to trend analysis. Now in trend, first make a vertical format balance sheet. Okay. Put all the 3 amount column values. Okay. By referring to the question. Then I'll tell you how to calculate percentage. Okay. Now in trend analysis, first percentage column will be 100 against all the items. This indicates that year 2013 will be taken as base year. Okay. So all the values in year 1, 2013 will be taken as 100. Okay. 2013 का जो अमाउंट कॉलम है इसको हम लोग 100 पकड़ेंगे, इसलिए 2013 के परसेंटेज में सब जगह 100 आ जाएंगे. ओके, क्लियर स्टूडेंट्स? 2013 will be 100. Now how to calculate year 2 and year 3 values? Okay. Now at the top of the question you can see I have given one formula. Okay, I'll write again. Formula is 100 divided by base into next column amount. I'll show you for first year. 100, okay, divided by base is 2 lakhs. So I'm talking about equity share capital. Okay, into second year amount is same, so it will come 100 only. Even third year amount is same, it will come 100. So I'll go to next item. So again same formula, 100 divided by 1 lakhs. I'm considering preference shares values now. Okay, 100 divided by 1 lakh into second year value is 1 lakh 50,000. So I'll write 1 lakh 50,000. On calculating 1 lakh 50,000. And press it comes to 150%. So write 150 in second column. Okay. For third column, what you will do? Again 100 upon base will be same 1 lakh into third year value 1 lakh. So it will be 100 again. Clear students? Have you understood this? So this way you have to calculate percentage for all the rows, and it has to be row wise. Okay. Now look at general reserve. How you will do it for general reserve students? I'll show you. For general reserve, I'm showing now. 100 divided by year 1 general reserve value is 20,000. For second year value, to calculate percentage, multiply by second year value 22,000. Okay. So I get answer as 110. Okay. Those who have calci, after pressing equal, you will get the value 110. Directly enter third year value and press equal. If you have calci, okay, there is a shortcut. 100 upon 20,000 into 22,000 is equal to, you will get 110. Then you need not repeat that entire formula. If you have calci, directly enter third year value 42,000 and press equal. You will get 210 answer directly. Okay, but only if you have calculators. Okay, so do carry calculator. Achha, those who are starting from the scratch. Okay, those who want to start now studying, so you go to my first video. Okay, watch that video. It's for 2 hours. Okay, so easily you can cover it. It's just 7 o'clock right now. By 9 o'clock we'll be done with that one. Take a break, then go to this regular video now. Okay, अभी ये वीडियो मत देखो, पहले फर्स्ट वीडियो देखो, वो खत्म करो. इसका जो लिंक है वो 0 से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा आपका. हाँ, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट यू डू फर्स्ट वीडियो फर्स्ट. ओके, वो पहले करना, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. ये सेकंड करना, ये इम्पोर्टेंट उसके बाद. ओके. Okay, so this way you can calculate a percentage for remaining rows. Okay, for each row you have to take first year value as base. Okay, so that was trend analysis. Okay, students. So we'll go to ratio analysis now. Okay. Uh, I just found this. This is trend analysis of income statement. Okay, let me just tell you this also. Just came across this question. So students, just pay attention here. This is the vertical trend analysis. In question, again, we will be provided data of 3 years income statement, okay, or 4 years, whatever. Okay, if the given values are in same format, what you do, you represent it is as it is, and then draw 4 columns for percentage. Okay, okay, 4 amounts and then 4 percentage. In case some mistake is there, they have not followed the same order which we follow, just change the order and present it correctly. Okay, so in case 4 columns are given, I will not give 4 columns. Okay, 3 will be maximum. That won't fit in your answer booklet. So 3 data will be given. So first draw the amount columns for those years and then percentage columns. Okay. Now same way as we did in balance sheet, same way you have to do it here also. Okay. First year values of 14 will be taken as 100. So everywhere you will write 100. Okay. Then if you have calculator, please try. For sales, I'm showing take 100 upon 50 lakhs into 60 lakhs. Trace is equal to, you will get 120 as your answer. Now directly enter 72 lakhs, trace equal, you will get 144 answer. Directly enter 86 lakh 40,000, trace equal, you will get 173. So currency will be very helpful. So don't forget to carry it. Okay. Now for stock sales, all the values are negative. So just ignore negative symbol. Okay, take 32 lakhs as 100. So 100 upon 32 lakhs into 38 lakhs equal to, you will get 119. Directly enter 46 lakhs equal to, directly enter 56 lakhs equal to. So same way you will get the values. Okay. Undisclosed much of the things, but paper will be easy. Okay, go and attempt it. We'll go to ratio analysis. There are ratios. Just a minute, students. I just revise these ratios. Very simple ratios. What I suggest you do, the video first for the ratio sum. I'll just get one sum here, okay, and I'll solve it. Give me a minute. Just a minute. Just copy figures there. That sum. Just a minute, students. Okay, students, I found the exact sheet which I was looking for. Just give me a minute. Okay, so here we have one balance sheet and its ratios. Okay. Okay, with this sum, I'll explain you balance sheet ratios. Please pay attention. Okay, in balance sheet, the very first ratio is current ratio. Okay, this is first ratio, current ratio. Formula for current ratio is current assets upon current liabilities. Okay, so you can have look at the balance sheet asset side, that is application of funds. Fixed assets are given, investments are given, and below that you find working capital. Okay, in ratio question, students, they may ask you to prepare either vertical balance sheet or vertical income statement. Okay, now I have taught you how to convert balance sheet into vertical format. Okay, so this is important. Okay, so first convert the given balance sheet into vertical format. Okay, that will be helpful. Then you use this formula, current assets upon current liabilities. Okay, now look at the current assets total. It's 1,60,000 upon current liabilities 20,000. Okay, so I have written those values here. 160 upon 20. Answer is 8. Okay, you have to suffix is to 1. Is to 1 हमको खुद से लिखना है, हाँ? Clear? So that will be current ratio. First, आपको vertical balance sheet बनाना है. Okay, this is important. So out of 20 marks, 7 marks will be for converting this balance sheet into vertical format. Clear? Then remaining marks for calculating ratios. Okay. So how you will do it? First, convert the balance sheet into vertical format. Then use these formulas. For first formula is first ratio is current ratio. Formula is current assets upon current liabilities. Once you have converted balance sheet into vertical format, you will easily get these values because these are the main heads. Okay, so current assets upon current liability. You get answer as 8. Then you would write is to 1 against that. That is to 1 indicates for 1 rupee of current liability, you have 8 rupees of current assets. 8 times. Clear? Next ratio is quick ratio. Now, how to get quick ratio? Formula is quick assets upon quick liabilities. Okay, formula is quick assets upon quick liabilities. Now, how to get quick assets? From current assets, remove stock and remove prepaid expenses. Okay, you will get quick assets. So from current asset of 1,60,000, I'll remove stock 40,000. I get 1,20,000. There are no prepaid expenses. So 140, 160 minus 40, 120 is my quick assets figure. Same way, how to get quick liabilities? From current liabilities total, that is from 20,000, remove bank overdraft. If it is not there, current liability itself will be your quick liabilities. So 1,20,000 divided by 20,000, answer will be 6. Okay, so you suffix to 1. Here 6 is to 1. Okay, next formula is stock to working capital ratio. Stock here indicates this is balance sheet, isn't it? So stock indicates closing stock. So closing stock upon working capital into 100. Okay, So stock is 40,000 on working capital. But what is working capital? CA minus CL. See, we have done there. Working capital 1,40,000 at the bottom, second last figure. Okay. So 40,000 upon 1,40,000 into 100. Okay, you get the answer. Step increase the width, which is 28.57%. So 28% is the value of stock in your working capital value. Clear? These three are important ratios. Next is proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio indicates how much of total assets are financed by owners. So formula is own fund upon total assets. Okay. So own fund means shareholders fund, 3,15,000 upon total assets. When we say total assets, it includes fixed assets plus investments plus current assets. Okay. Into 100. That is 76.80%. It means 76% or 77% rather percent is financed by the owners and remaining is borrowed fund. Clear? So this way, balance sheet ratios are to be calculated. Okay. Now I'll show you some income statement ratio. This is a very big sum. इतना हम लोग sum बढ़ाने डालेंगे. It will be small sum. Don't worry. Okay. Now let us refer to this sum. Students, you can take screenshot of this because this includes almost all the items. So comprehensive sum this is. Okay. So in vertical income statement, if it is given, well and good, use it. अगर आपको old format में दिया है horizontal trading debit credit, then first convert into vertical format. Okay. Then calculate the ratios. First ratio, gross profit ratio. Formula is gross profit upon net sales. Always take net sales. Huh? If returns are given, after returns, the value you get is your net sales. ये क्वेश्चन में देखो आपको दिया है सेल्स में दिया है कैश सेल्स क्रेडिट सेल टोटल सेल्स दिया है लेस रिटर्न्स. After that you are getting 20 lakhs as your figure in second column, that is net sales. सब फॉर्मूले में ये फिगर यूज करना. हाँ, so be careful. So net sales, so GP upon net sale into 100. GP is 4,70,000 upon net sales 20 lakhs into 100. You get 23.50 as your answer. Clear? GP ratio. Then they may ask you to calculate net profit ratio. So net profit after tax upon net sales into 100. Okay, net profit after tax figure will be somewhere at the bottom towards the end. Yeah, it's given. Third last figure, 1,45,000 is the net profit after tax figure. Okay. आप लोग को इतना ही करना है, ये सब नहीं रहेगा. तो net profit after tax figure 1,45,000 upon net sales into 100. Okay. You get answer 7.25%. Okay. Vertical income statement का ratios बहुत simple है. If I am asking 7 to 8 ratios, 2-3 ratio income statement के रहेंगे, 2-3 ratios balance sheet के रहेंगे और 1-2 ratio सिर्फ combined रहेगा. Okay, combined ratios का. Okay, तो इसे simple वाले ratio करके रखना. Okay. So 2 हो गया. Third one is operating profit ratio. Okay. So after operating expenses, okay, after deducting operating expenses, you will get net operating profit. Non-operating के पहले. Okay. So you can see in operating we cover office expense, selling expense, and finance expense. Okay. So after deducting these three items from GP, we get net operating profit, which is 2,95,000. Okay. So 2,95,000 upon net sales into 100 will give you operating profit ratio. Clear? Next is operating expense ratio. So operating expense, you will take total of these three operating expenses: office admin, selling, distribution, and finance. So take total of operating expenses upon net sales into 100. Clear? It is 8.75%. I guess. Yeah. Next is operating ratio. When they say only operating, not income, not profit, not expense, when they say only operating ratio, it indicates entire cost of operations, which will include COGS plus operating expense. Okay, COGS will get above GP value. GP के ऊपर वाला value COGS होता है, sales के नीचे वाला. Okay, so COGS value is 15,30,000 plus total operating expenses 1,75,000. अच्छा, अपना नेट ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट 295 था और ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस 175 था. अपना नेट सेल्स इनटू 100. ओके, ऑप्शन में हम लोग को तो अभी खुद को पता नहीं था, बिकॉज वी हैव टू सबमिट मिनी सेट्स ना, सो वी कांट गारंटी कि इससे अगेंस्ट ही आएगा, but it will be a good choice and good option will be available. Okay, don't worry. So I was telling you operating ratio formula is COGS plus operating expense upon net sales into 100. Okay, then the most important ratio in income statement ratio is stock turnover ratio. Okay, formula is COGS upon average stock. COGS value we saw, it is just above GP. How to get average stock? But opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. In COGS, you will find both these values, opening as well as closing. So add these two divided by 2. So we get 6,50,000. So COGS upon 650, you get the answer in times, number of times. Higher the ratio, better it is. Okay. So how many times you could sell your average stock is indicated by this figure, 2.35 times. So you now sold your stock 2.35 times. Higher the better. Okay. Not much. जो रेशियो मैंने दिया है पिछला सबमिट वीडियो 1 में उतना काफी है. Okay. These are all the ratios I am showing you. कौन क्या चॉइस करेगा आई डोंट नो. ओके, तो मैं सारे रेशियो दिखा के रखता हूँ यहाँ पे. क्लियर ना अभी तक के बैलेंस शीट और इनकम स्टेटमेंट रेशियोस. नाउ कंबाइंड रेशियोस, आई जस्ट लुक एट अ सम व्हिच हैज कंबाइंड रेशियोस. उसका सम अभी सॉल्व किया हुआ नहीं है, बट आई हैव द फॉर्मूलाज. आप देख सकते हो फॉर्मूला, आपको चाहिए तो आप लिख सकते हो फोटो, सारे फॉर्मूले एक साथ है. ओके, डोंट मिस यूज. ओके, बहुत इजी पेपर रहने वाला है. तो आप सभी लोग कोई भी कॉपी मत करो, अनफेयर मींस यूज मत करो. ओके, यू शुड बी प्राउड ऑफ योर रिजल्ट. ओके ना, सो अच्छे से लिखो. So first combined ratio is debtors turnover ratio. Formula credit sales upon average debtors. साइड में जो फॉर्मूला लिखा है वो मत करो, तुम लोग के लिए नहीं हो. Okay, use only this first formula which I have given you. Debtors turnover ratio, credit sales upon average debtors plus bill receivable. इनके BR है तो वो ऐड करके दोनों को एवरेज निकालने. When we say average, 2 years values may be given, but हम लोग आपको 1 साल का ही देने वाले, तो एवरेज आपको सेम 1 साल का ही रहेगा. तो need not do any average. So formula for debtors turnover ratio is credit sales upon average debtors. Okay, means debtors plus bill receivable. Same way, creditors turnover ratio. Now formula will be credit purchase upon average creditors plus bills payable. Okay, students. फिर ये डिविडेंड पे आउट रेशियो नहीं पूछेंगे हम लोग, क्योंकि उसके लिए एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन जो देनी पड़ती है प्लेटफॉर्म की तरह. तो ये 2 करने की जरूरत नहीं, 3, 4, 5 करने की जरूरत नहीं. ओके, उसके बाद में 6, 7, 8 ये देख लो. रिटर्न का मतलब होता है प्रॉफिट. ओके, सो रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड, इसका फॉर्मूला होता है EBIT upon capital employed into 100. EBIT मतलब you take operating profit plus interest. If sum में अगर interest दिया है, just add it back. You will get EBIT or NBIT upon capital employed into 100. Okay. रिटर्न ऑन प्रोप्राइटर्स फंड, प्रोप्राइटर हमने बताया आपको कि ओन फंड, तो ओनर्स को कौन सा प्रॉफिट बिलोंग करता है, नेट प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स। सो टेक एनपीएटी अपॉन प्रोप्राइटर फंड इनटू 100। मैं आपकी क्वेरीज को आ रहा हूँ, 2 मिनट, लेट मी फिनिश विद दिस लास्ट फॉर्मूला। Then return on equity capital. When they say on equity capital, just take equity capital upon me. Now equity बोला तो we have to remove preference dividend first. So earnings after tax minus preference dividend upon equity share capital into 100. यहाँ लिखा नहीं है, but has to be into 100. Okay. Into 100. So you get answer in percentage. Okay, students. Wait, let me see your queries. ये तो बता दिया मैंने, सर्विस गोइंग टू ऑप्शन तो अभी बोल नहीं सकते, जो भी होगा अच्छा होगा, आप चिंता मत करो। देयर आर 2 रेशियो, ऑफिस एडमिन एक्सपेंस रेशियो एंड सेविंग, नहीं पूछने वाले, हाँ डोंट वरी। मैं बता के रखता हूँ, फिर भी अगर आपको ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस रेशियो पूछा तो यू टेक टोटल ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस, ऑफिस सेलिंग प्लस फाइनेंस, लेकिन वो आपको इंडिविजुअल भी पूछ सकते हैं, जैसे कि ऑफिस एक्सपेंस रेशियो बताओ, तो टेक ओनली ऑफिस एक्सपेंसेस अपॉन नेट सेल इनटू 100। अगर बोला सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एक्सपेंस रेशियो बताओ, देन टेक ओनली सेलिंग एक्सपेंसेस अपॉन नेट सेल्स इनटू 100। ओके, अभी शुड आई रिवाइज कैपिटल बजटिंग आल्सो स्टूडेंट्स? जरूरत है वर्किंग कैपिटल, कैपिटल बजटिंग? कैपिटल बजटिंग और वर्किंग कैपिटल बड़े चैप्टर से, तो एक दूसरे के अगेंस्ट ऑप्शन में नहीं रहेंगे, अलग अलग ऑप्शन में रहेंगे ये। ओके ना? सो दैट यू कैन स्कोर गुड मार्क्स। फर्स्ट वीडियो में मैंने अच्छी तरह से बहुत समझाया, तो वो बराबर से देखना। वीडियो 1 इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ओके, क्योंकि हमने बहुत अच्छे अच्छे क्वेश्चन उसमें कवर कर लिए। ओके, एक मिनट, मैं भी देखता हूँ कोई सम अगर अवेलेबल है वर्किंग कैपिटल का वगैरह, तो आपको मैं बता देता हूँ। हाँ, ऑब्जेक्टिव हम लोग नहीं डिस्कस कर सकते डियर, हाँ सॉरी, और थ्योरी भी नहीं कर सकते। यू कैन रिफर टू पास्ट पेपर्स, उसमें आप देख लो किस तरह से आ रहे हैं क्वेश्चंस, स्टडी दोस। ओके, सो थैंक यू स्टूडेंट्स, कोऑपरेट करने के लिए, आपने अच्छे से सुना सब। ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू। कोई भी कॉपी मत करो, इधर उधर देखो मत, अपना खुद से सॉल्व करो। So I'll end the stream now. Okay. Refer to first video first. Okay, वो कंप्लीट होने के बाद ही ये वाला करना, सेकंड वाला। ओके, बाय, सी यू, टेक केयर। ऑब्जेक्टिव जो है वो कोई भी दोनों बुक में सेम ही रहते हैं, सिर्फ ऊपर नीचे रहते हैं। ओके, सिंपल ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन रहेंगे, ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं रहेंगे। ओके, जो हम लोग सम सॉल्व करते हैं उसमें वो कवर हो गए रहेंगे, ठीक है ना? तो वीडियो ध्यान से सुनो, तो उसमें मे भी आ सकता डिस्कस हो भी गया रहेगा। ठीक, ओके, कोई भी बुक में से करो, नो प्रॉब्लम। सेठ मनन कोई भी लो, नो प्रॉब्लम। ओके, ओके। Bye. See you. Take care.